Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special message. I am delighted to be here with Doreen as we introduce our spiritual pathways, practices for embracing the journey at St. Michael's. In the 17th chapter of the Gospel of Luke, the apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." And the Lord replied, "If you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you." Growing in faith, deepening our faith. That's what the spiritual pathways are all about. They are practices for the journey, practices for deepening our love for God and for one another, and living as disciples of Jesus. There are all kinds of practices that help us to grow in faith. The primary one that you probably think of when I talk about that is our celebration of the Eucharist. When we come together to sing and to pray, to hear sacred scripture, and to gather around the table of the Lord to receive God present in those gifts of bread and wine. But there are many, many ways to grow in our faith. And I'm now going to invite Doreen to talk a little more fully about our spiritual practices for embracing the journey of faith at St. Michael's.
Thank you, Bill, and greetings to all of you. The spiritual pathways are comprised of the various ministries that have been ongoing at St. Michael's, and we've always also added some new ones too. The Pathways page is now on our website, so I encourage you to visit the site to see what's new. The vision and mission of spiritual pathways is to experience God's love on various pathways that awaken the heart, engage the body, and deepen connections as we walk together on life's journey of sacred discovery. We know that we're each uniquely made, and although we experience God in some common ways, we also experience God in our own unique ways. Through pathways, you'll find many choices, and I invite you to engage in one or several on your own unique journey. I hope that each one of us at St. Michael's will engage in one or more pathways, and that as we do, God will certainly bind us together and help us to grow in God's unconditional love. The spiritual pathways are not just for St. Michael's parishioners. These are also an open invitation to all in our community. And I trust that God will use our faithfulness for our Creator's good purpose throughout the various pathways. So please join us and experience what God will do in and through us as we journey together on the spiritual pathways.
Be sure to check out the website for more details on the spiritual pathways. Pick up one of these lovely brochures. And also I've written a little bit more about them for the October Red Door. So be sure to check out Spiritual Pathways.